Hi all, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to talk about choices. Choices. We make choices all the time, all day, every day, and we always try to make the best choices, right? But we don't always make the best choices about food. We are going to use today one of the most popular breakfast choices. Of course, some people love it so much they eat it for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and that's pancakes. Reason number one why we sometimes don't make healthy food choices, because we don't have time, and cooking takes a lot of time, and grocery shopping takes a lot of time. Well, I'm going to show you today that in 30 minutes you can make a bunch of pancakes. You can put them in a plastic bag, you can put them in the fridge, and you can have pancakes for breakfast for several days. Reason number two, we sometimes don't make healthy choices because we are tired. Alright, well, you can put a chair by the stove and you can sit while you are flipping the pancakes, but you will not get to rest too much because this is going to be ready very quickly. Reason number three, why sometimes we don't make healthy choices, because the food is expensive, or the healthy food is expensive, and this is true. But the basic ingredients for these pancakes are oats, egg whites, some almond milk and banana. So the chances are that you already have these ingredients somewhere at home. The rest of the ingredients and toppings, which we will discuss after we make the pancakes, are optional. Alright, you can adapt those depending on your preferences and depending on your budget. I am going to make two versions of pancakes. Version number one is going to be our healthy, protein, fast version, and version number two, pancakes that come from a box. Now, we are going to rate these pancakes on taste, because we all want our food to taste good, but we are also going to rate them on nutritional value and how long it took us to prepare each version of pancakes and how exhausted the process made us feel. Okay? Alright, let's do it. To make the pancakes from the box, all we need is 114 grams of this powder, which came from the box. This is 1 cup. 114 grams is 2 servings. Why am I going to make 2 servings? Because nobody eats 1 serving of pancakes. I mean, really, nobody eats 1 serving of anything, rarely, without even realizing that, right? So I want to show you what not 1 serving but 2 servings of pancakes from the box look like. What are we going to do with this strange looking powder? We are going to add 2/3 of a cup of water, mix it, and it'll turn into pancakes. Now, do we know what's in this mix? Do we know? Well, we can check the ingredients, and if we do, we are going to learn that ingredient number 1 is flour, ingredient number 2 is sugar, number 3 baking soda, sodium, aluminum, phosphate, okay. The rest of the ingredients I cannot pronounce, and it's not because English is not my first language. If you have ingredients and something that you can pronounce, that's not good, okay? But let's make these pancakes anyway. These are the basic ingredients for our pancakes. So we have 2 servings of oats, 2 servings is 60 grams. Then we have a half serving of protein powder, which is 15 grams. I have vegan chocolate powder because that's the only protein powder I happen to have right now. You can use 1 serving, that's totally fine. But even just with half serving, these pancakes are going to have enough protein. Then we have half banana. We have half serving of unsweetened almond milk, but you can use any milk you like. Half serving is 120 milliliters or half cup. And we have 1 serving of egg whites. That would be 3 tablespoons or 46 grams. So we blended our ingredients. Let me show you what the mixture looks like. It shouldn't be too thick, but it also shouldn't be too watery because your pancakes are going to be too thin. So you are just going to pour about 1/3 on a pan, something like this, because this should give you 3 pancakes. Okay. And watch it because it's going to be done very quickly. Also, get a non-stick pan, that way you don't have to use oil or any kind of fat. So see, when you start seeing these little bubbles, you can go ahead and check if you can flip it over and see it doesn't stick. You can easily flip it over, and we didn't use any oil, not even cooking spray. I'm gonna wait a little longer and then make 2 more. Our 2 versions of pancakes are ready. Here are the pancakes from the box. And here are our protein pancakes. So 2 servings, in both cases, in both versions, 2 servings will give you 3 pancakes. So in terms of the amount of food that you are going to eat, it's going to be the same, 3 pancakes, 2 servings. These are 2 servings. This is not 1 serving. These are 2 servings of pancakes. I mean, I could totally eat more than that. It doesn't seem like a lot, right? Let's do a quick taste test without any toppings. That way we know that we are tasting pancakes only. And now these seem to be more fluffy. I get it, pancakes are supposed to be fluffy, I guess. But when you start cutting your pancake, it takes a lot of effort. And it's very sticky. You know, they are very sticky. They stick to your plate, they stick to your fork, and I'm pretty sure this is going to stick to my mouth. It's like you need to drink something while you are eating this to push it down your throat. I guess that's why you need those toppings, right? And so there is some sugar, added sugar in these pancakes. You can taste it, but they are not very sweet. More than sweet, they have this salty-ish, kind of salty taste. So, kind of salty, not fluffy like you would expect them to be, more sticky. Alright, now let's taste our protein pancakes. when you are cutting your protein pancakes, it's easy. They don't stick to anything. They don't stick to your plate. They don't stick to your knife. And the consistency is just completely different. This is not fluffy. This is like this artificial fluff. These pancakes have consistency, completely different consistency, like you can actually taste those real ingredients. And even though we only put half banana in our pancakes, they are sweet, but they are not too sweet, but it's this natural sweetness. So very good taste. Great. Let's now talk about the nutritional value of each pancake version. So these pancakes have 400 calories, 3 grams of fat, 86 grams of carbs, 16 grams of sugar, and 8 grams of protein. Another thing that these pancakes are going to have is 1140 milligrams of sodium. So if you are on a sodium restricted diet, this is also something to consider, because the dietary guidelines for Americans and American Heart Association recommend that adults limit their sodium intake to 2300 milligrams per day, which equals to about 1 teaspoon of table salt. Now, these pancakes have a fair amount of calories, not very high in protein. There has been some sugar added, and that's before the toppings, right? So if you add pancake syrup, chocolate syrup, strawberry syrup, whipped cream, jelly, butter, and chocolate chips, you name it, this is going to be a calorie bomb. Okay, now an advantage of that is that you don't have to eat for a week. The disadvantage is we don't want to not to be able to eat for a week. So luckily there is an alternative, our protein pancakes. So let's look at the nutritional value of these. So 2 servings have 450 calories, 70 grams of carbs, 6 grams of fat, 7 grams of sugar, 25 grams of protein, and 400 milligrams of sodium. So what does that mean? That means that these pancakes have 50 more calories, but that's not such a big difference. Most importantly, they have less sugar and no added sugar. They have a little bit more fat, but remember, it's all healthy fat. There are no added oils. You know exactly what you are eating. You know every single ingredient that has been added to these pancakes. These pancakes also have 17 more grams of protein, 25 grams of protein compared to only 8 grams of protein in the pancakes from the box. Where does the protein come from? So 10 grams comes from oats, 10 grams comes from the protein powder, which we only added half serving. So if you wanted to add more, you could. And 5 grams comes from egg whites. Also, another difference is that these pancakes have 400 milligrams of sodium compared to over 1000 milligrams in the pancakes from the box. The sodium in these pancakes comes from mostly egg whites and some from the protein powder. Now let's talk about which pancakes took more time to prepare. Honestly, there is no difference. The only challenge with protein pancakes could be if you need to measure each ingredient. That could take a little longer. Here you just mix the pancake mix with the water. But if you want to measure specifically each ingredient for your protein pancakes, that can take a little longer. But other than that, once you have your mix ready, it will not take you longer than 10 minutes to make your pancakes. So time is not an issue with protein pancakes as opposed to the pancakes from the box for sure. Let's now talk about the toppings for our pancakes. So what I like to add is peanut butter. And I'm going to make a video about peanut butter only because peanut butter has a lot of calories. It is healthy assuming you are buying peanut butter that only includes one ingredient, peanuts. But one serving has almost 200 calories. This one has 188 and 16 grams of fat. Now one serving of peanut butter is 32 grams of peanut butter, and that looks like this. It is 1 tablespoon, so it's not very much. So if you are on a diet and if you are trying to lose weight, then peanut butter is something that you may want to avoid because it does have calories. I don't mind, I'm not trying to lose weight, so I add peanut butter to my pancakes. If you do love peanut butter, you can use peanut powder instead. One serving of peanut powder only has 1.5 grams of fat, so it's 16 grams of fat and almost 200 calories compared to 1.2 grams of fat and only 50 calories. I know it doesn't taste the same, but it's okay, so it's a good alternative. So I'm adding my peanut butter. Again, it's optional. Another thing I like to add is honey. This is when I have this in the morning before I go to work, before I go to class. I like to add these not just for extra sweetness, but for more energy. Again, if you are watching your calories, if you are trying to lose weight, this ingredient is optional. I add just a little bit. And then a little bit more cinnamon. This is the other half of banana that we didn't put in our pancake mix, so you can add that. There are better fruits than a banana if you are watching your calories. Another thing I like to add, speaking of fruits, are berries. What I do is I buy a big bag of frozen berries. These happen to be wild blueberries, but you can buy any berries. Of course, you can buy berries that are fresh, but if you are on a budget, buying frozen berries is of course going to be cheaper. So for now they are in a plastic bag, but it was a big bag of blueberries that I bought for $8 or $9, so depending on where you buy your food. So of course these are frozen, so what you need to do is you need to microwave them, put them on a plate in a bowl and cover the bowl when you put them in a microwave, and watch them while they are in a microwave to make sure that you won't have to clean your microwave afterwards. So I'm going to add these as well. And I'm going to add maybe half a cup. Again, I don't measure, but I think one serving of frozen blueberries is 80 grams. So cover these, put it on a plate and microwave. Alright, so I microwave my blueberries and I'm going to add those. And another thing you can add, which I'm not going to add right now, but you can add white yogurt. So your options are, wow, those blueberries made my hands really purple. So you can add non-fat Greek yogurt. This is a vegan option, plain dairy-free yogurt. This is 110 calories, this is 90 calories. So if you feel like it, if you want to add extra protein, if you like yogurt, that's another option. But I think I'm done. So here are our pancakes. Oops. Of course, I ate some of it during our taste test. So these toppings added about 400 calories to our pancakes. So they are not 450 calories anymore. They are now about 850 calories. But again, I added 400 calories, but I didn't have to. So if I didn't add real peanut butter, if I added powdered peanut butter, it would only be 50 calories instead of 200 calories. So if I just added the blueberries and 1 serving of powdered peanut butter, I would be adding about 100 calories, and these pancakes would still taste delicious. But instead I chose to add more banana, and I chose to add real peanut butter and some honey on top of that, right? So, but it's totally optional. You don't have to. And in fact, remember that the more ingredients you add to your food, the more calories you are adding to your food, right? So it may not look like much, but that 1 serving of peanut butter has 200 calories. So try it. Let me know what you think. Let me know how your pancakes turn out. And remember, there is a healthier alternative of every food you love. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.